everybody, and welcome to the Bob Stoops app. Brad McMullen, Hall of Fame coach Bob Stoops, and we're talking about the Red River Rivalry, the big game, the absolute pinnacle in Dallas, going to be played at the Cotton Bowl with the full fair this year, which will be great.
It'll be fantastic. It's the best atmosphere in college football, in my opinion, for a rivalry game. Just playing in the iconic Cotton Bowl, even though it's a little bit old, but such history there, and the state fair going on around the game. It's fantastic. There's nothing like pulling your bus in to go play in that game.
And you've had amazing historic games where you had defensive battles like we had in 2001 with the famous Superman play, where I just love seeing Teddy Lehman continue to catch that ball for a touchdown.
I love seeing Roy Williams
take flight.
Yeah, take flight and grab the ball, knock it out.
So much fun. And of course, the blowout games were there. But this is an interesting rivalry where you had the worst OU team ever, the 0-4 John Blake team, actually beat Texas. And you probably had one of the worst Texas teams at 0-4 beat an Oklahoma team recently. So really, this is a game where anything can happen.
Absolutely. It's not a cliche just to say it doesn't matter what the records are coming in. Everyone's ready for this football game. And if one side or the other ever takes it for granted just a little bit, that just because we're favored by this or they're struggling this year, that doesn't matter. If that ever enters either team's mind, you're going to lose. Because you're always going to get the other's best shot in this game.
All right, let's talk about what's working for both teams right now. For the Texas Longhorns, Casey Thompson, the change at quarterback has really made that offense come alive.
Yeah, no surprise to me. Casey Thompson, I watched him through high school and on. A lot of worked with my sons through the years, out throwing the ball in the summers. A guy here from locally or near Norman, so he's the big key. Just being able to contain him, and Bijan Robinson as well. Big plays from the running back out of the backfield, catching the ball or running with it. The two of those guys are really the key, and they're capable of really big plays.
Yeah, the dual threat possibility with Casey Thompson just allows Texas to do some things that they could not do with the other quarterback.
Yeah, and Steve Sarkisian is smart working with quarterbacks through the years. He'll know how to take advantage of Casey's skill set, which is a large. So he'll have opportunities to make a lot of plays.
All right, and for Oklahoma, the defense. That's right. Speed D has been the strength of this team so far in the 2021 season. What are they going to have to do to slow down Casey Thompson and the high-octane Longhorn offense?
Yeah, get up front, we've got a lot of great D linemen, linebackers, a lot of pressure. I think stunning, moving, penetrating into the backfield to cross up the run game and to get pressure on Thompson. It all begins, in my opinion, up front with those guys being able to create chaos, get pressure to the quarterback, and penetrate and foul up their run game and contain the run game.
Now, Coach, you coached a number of these games. You coached in top 5 matchups in these games. What is the key to keeping the team focused so they don't get too high for the game?
Yeah, there's always a pace to that through the week on how you practice. To me, that's you keep your what you're used to doing. You stay in rhythm that way and have great preparation. And then usually the emotion of the game takes care of itself. Guys know the consequences. They know the atmosphere they're going to play in. And it's just pacing yourself to be ready at the right moment, to not wear yourself out too early, not try and jumpstart yourself too late. It's coming out there, getting warmed up. And when that gunshot goes off to start the game, you're at your best. And but you don't have to say a lot in the locker room. It's pretty much, all right, let's go play. Everybody knows what's out there and what we're in for. And gosh, it's exciting though. It's the best.
Speaking of the locker room, so if you were in the locker room this year and you're talking to the team, what would you say to them before you run out on the field?
Really, I always talked about us, not the other team. How are we going to be at our best? Your emotional investment and commitment to everybody, because you can't see that. I always would talk to players, you're 19, 20, 21 years old. You know what it takes for you to be prepared to play. You know what it takes to go out there and give everything you have. I can't sit here and gauge that. So just make sure we're all in. Every guy that walks out of here is going to do all he can. When you walk out on the field though with 80 players, if somebody isn't all in, you can cheat the team. So have you made that emotional investment to be all in here for the next 4 hours? Because it's hard. And are you ready to compete at the highest level? And that's what's needed in games like this. And for the most part, through the years, we've been all in, and that's what you got to have.
And for some reason, the OU Texas game seems like a basketball game to me, and this is why there's so many momentum swings. Where you watch a basketball game sometimes and a team's up by 10, and then you look at the final score and you're like, they lost by 5. Like, what happened? This is that game where you never want to be too happy or too sad, depending on what the score is early.
No doubt. You keep playing. It's a 3.5, 4 hour journey. So, just stay after it. Keep your head down, keep competing, keep giving it all you have, and, keep the investment. Keep fighting and struggling. And, and that's what you're out here for. You only get so many opportunities to do it. But you're right, momentum in this game, and usually it's turnovers. Turnovers are a huge part of this game. If you look at the history through the years, whoever's been on the plus side of the turnover margin, I bet has won 95% of the time. And I used to keep track of it through my years, and it was like that every year that I coached in it. If they won the turnover margin, they usually won, and when we won the turnover margin, we won. And although we did win a few really big, 65-13, 64.
Don't forget those.
65-14.
Yeah, there you go.
63-14. So not that I'm
again, Quentin Griffin is still scoring. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was pretty amazing. All right, so you know what it was like in '99, coaching in your first game. Everyone tried to prepare you for what that experience would be like. It's another thing to be in that game. What do you think is going to be going through Coach Sarkisian's mind when he walks out in the Cotton Bowl?
Oh, it'll be another football game for him. He's, when you've been in a lot of big games, which he has been at Alabama and otherwise, you know what it's like to be in a big environment. I know my first game going there for it. I had already been in a national championship at Florida. With Coach Spurrier. We had been in the SEC championship. We played Georgia at a neutral site game at the old Gator Bowl every year. So Steve Sarkisian's been in these moments a bunch, and he'll go out and be prepared to play just like he always does.
What is the pressure like, though, for this game? You know this from the fan base. This is the game they want you to win.
Along with every other one. Right? Remember who you're talking to.
That's right. It's Oklahoma.
This is Oklahoma, right? OU. So you're expected to win every game. And that's why I never changed anything we did for Texas than anyone else, because we were expected to win every game. If you do something differently for one game, well, the players are like, well, then next week we're not going to do that. This game isn't as important. They all count the same. So, and when you're expected to win every one of them, then you prepare the same for every one of them.
All right, let's go to predictions for the Red River rivalry for 2021. How do you see this game turning out?
I see it a tough, hard-fought game, kind of not really high scoring. Both defenses and offenses haven't been so dynamic. So I see OU winning like 28-25. Tight, hard-fought game, and I don't know if that's high scoring or not. That's kind of low
pretty
scoring,
low scoring for this game
when you're used to what we score at. So, but it'll be interesting. It's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, I hope that Oklahoma comes out and plays their absolute best, and this could be a turning point moment,
hopefully,
for the 2021 season. All right, don't forget, you can win to have lunch with Coach Bob Stoops, and he'll pick up the tab. You're going to love that. Just go inside the app here to register, and don't forget, 24/7 you can watch videos and all the commentary from the Hall of Fame coach himself. For Coach Bob Stoops, I'm Brad McMullen.